So, this is the Missouri Law Review below, 1973. Rape and child abuse carry extremely severe punishment. See, you wonder how we got to where we are. Do you? Anybody wonder here how we got to this place in the United States where we're talking about child trafficking? Does anybody wonder here? Hello? Yeah, okay. We didn't just mesmerize out of nowhere with the kinds of violence to children that we have today. So we're trying to recoup and recover where this process began and how this thinking took place over time. Rape and child abuse, quote, carry extremely severe punishment. And then the next statement is, those few who are punished are dealt with cruelly to the satisfaction of no one but a shrinking, frantic fringe of maniacal moralists. That's Missouri Law Review. Women may have rape fantasies, says Columbia Law Professor Burl Levy in What is Rape and Sexology. The law of statutory rape might well bear some re-examination to see if it's carrying out the old common law idea, which was what? Protection of innocent young maidens. Protection being the key term. The older term rape was fraught with negative emotion. It's unrealistic. There's no justification for the perception that the female is a unique creature harmed in some unique way by untoward sexual behavior. Now, when we begin to see these girls in college who go off to a fraternity party and drink too much or are drugged, either way, and who are then raped, and who then can't stay in college because they can't stand it, and the judge has said, well, she drank, you know, and all this. Do you understand? We built this system. This was a legal, a mental mindset, a worldview that was built over time. And it's not just in law, but we're here in law right now, because when I examined thousands of citations, you've got many more in education, in social science, and in medicine, citing to these false data to justify the pathologizing of society. These are just 40 law review articles. I just sort of put them there. But we have thousands of these articles using Kinsey. And exposing Kinsey's phony data did help win with Stephan and Aspen. That was a major military case that I had the opportunity to participate in, and these things could win again, because you have to inform all of the participants of the background of this information when you're dealing with any kind of case that has sex as its core. So what was the change? Well, the age of consent. Pre-Kinsey in 48, between 16 and 21 years, most was 18. Today, age of consent really is very flexible, depending upon the age of the offender compared to the victim, so on. Can be 12, can be 18. Rape could get death in 18 states. You know that? Rape, pre-Kinsey, could get capital punishment in 18 states and life in 22 others. There was one state that I think had 20 years. But, you know, that was the view, the perception of what rape was. But that had to change as you changed the perception of what women were. All right? And Kinsey changed that perception. See, we didn't get to child pornography here without starting somewhere. You understand? We don't have internet child pornography today, just all of a sudden. It was incrementally brought into our lives, starting in Playboy magazine. Remember, Hefner said he was going to be Playboy's what? Good, you were listening. Pamphleteer. So if Kinsey was defining children as sexual, wouldn't Hefner? If he's his pamphleteer? All right, well, that was 16 of those per issue in 1971. They don't do that now. Every once in a while they bring some back. But after my research got exposed, they stopped right away. But that's all right. American University, we had all our coders over age 21. But you should know this. This is lovely. In 1994, Playboy sued me, Dr. Reisman, for libel. But they sued me in Holland. They would not sue me here. Yeah. Please sue me here. You know, I can still bring the stuff to the courtroom. There's not a jury who wouldn't rule on my side. Okay. A kid is a kid is a kid. That's what's going on there, isn't it? It's a picture. Yes, it is. Is she doing that? Is he doing that? Is that a man? Is that a child? End of story. So they sued me in the Netherlands. Why the Netherlands? Because it's the center of child pornography in Europe. So there was an assumption, I suppose, that I'd lose. Well, surprise, surprise. I said that Playboy had been sexualizing children systematically and deliberately since 1954. I said they started in 1954 with little boys and little black and white cartoons, little boys sort of observing things. They slowly desensitized their consumers, and they moved to little girls 10 years later, also black and white cartoons, slowly implying. Then 10 years later, by 1978, we had full color, full page images of first cartoons of young girls, fairy tales, being molested, violated by adult men, yeah? And then we moved into incestuous images, photographs in Playboy magazine. Sue me if I'm libeling you. The judge ruled against Playboy and said that my research, my factual findings were uncontested.